and Larry Wall, Butte County Supervisor. Take a look at your program and our sponsors, and of course we love you to support them because they are supporting the Butte Humane Society and their future. Now please join me in welcoming the board chairman of the Butte Humane Society, the lovely and talented Kristen Staggs. Kristen?
Are we blocking anyone now, you think? I cannot miss this. I cannot miss this.
Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Kristen Staggs. I am the president of the board of directors for Butte Humane Society. And I want to thank you, Dick, for doing this tonight again. He's a fabulous MC. And I want to thank you all for coming to our 101st anniversary Gala celebration for the animals. Tonight is a very special evening that we carve out each year to recognize and celebrate the role that companion animals have in our lives. It's an evening to reflect on the many successes that Butte Humane Society has throughout the year, and to honor those who help make what we do possible for the animals. Tonight, Dick has already thanked a few of our sponsors, but I want to just go over them again because there's a few things that each of our sponsors have done this last year that are really remarkable and a lot of fun. But first, really quick, I want to say thank you to our dealer committee. Kelly Schulman, you are amazing. That girl works harder than any person I've ever met. And I want to thank Deanna Sweeney. She also works very, very hard. You would be sitting where you are right now if it wasn't for Deanna. Gigi Sweeney, her sister-in-law. Thank you for the decorations. Tony Benedetto, thank you very much. And Diana Aldrich, thank you very much. And also our volunteer staff committee. Dustin Alexander, Lori Wells, Holly Hargrove, Heather Shepik, and John Mish, our new operations manager. Thank you. Tonight's platinum sponsor, KHSL 12, KNBN 24, and CW10. They have been a fantastic partner. Last year they sponsored as a platinum sponsor. We created a really wonderful partnership with them this past year. We have gotten on the air more than we've ever had before to spread the word about what Butte Humane Society does, but also to spread the word about the importance of spay and neuter, microchipping, and care and handling of animals. So I just want to say thank you to them. And then tonight you're going to watch our 2 new PSAs, our public service announcements that will be airing on those channels next week, and they are all about spay and neuter. So thank you very much for your sponsorship and your support this past year. I also want to thank the Tri-Counties Bank. Tri-Counties Bank has been a great partner this year. They actually came out last April and did a corporate work party with 60 of their employees. 60 employees came out over a 2-day period. They washed dogs, they did landscaping, they learned about our volunteer program. In fact, some of them are still volunteering today. Tony Benedetto actually put that together, and she's here and she was on our Gala committee. So thank you very much. Valley Oak Veterinary Center. If you haven't seen their new amazing vet center, you've got to check it out. It's just gorgeous. It's a 24-hour veterinary care center. We're creating a new partnership with them in hopes to get out to the community and do some mobile adoptions, various educational clinics, and outreach types of events with them. So thank you very much for your support tonight. Also, our decoration sponsor, Network Innovation. They're your computer networking and managed services for the North State. If you ever get a chance to go over to their office, you will always be greeted by a 4-legged friend. They're a wonderful friend of animals and a great friend of the Humane Society. And of course, our wine sponsor tonight, Sierra Nevada Brewery. I want to thank them very much for offering up this food and for their generous support throughout the year and in the past few years. Appreciate that. As Dick said, there are a lot of live and silent auctions out there, and that wouldn't have been possible if it wasn't for the wonderful people in this community of Chico. I want each of you look inside of your programs tonight, because the people and the businesses that donated tonight's silent and live auctions share that same passion for animals that all of you have in this room. So as you're going out into the community, please do business with those they love animals just like you. And I also want to thank the volunteers for tonight. They have just done an amazing job in making sure that everybody has a good evening. So if you have any questions, please ask our volunteers. You can find them there in black and white, and ask them if you have any questions. Before I tell you about a few fantastic things that are happening at the shelter, I wanted to take a few minutes to acknowledge our new partnership with the City of Chico. As many of you know, this past February, we've created a new type of partnership with the City of Chico. For about 30 years, the Humane Society took care of the state-mandated hold period for each animal who comes to us, whether it be stray, surrender, quarantine. We did that for quite a long time. The City of Chico is now going to be doing that for us. It's about a 5 to 7 day holding period that an animal has to be held in order for someone to retrieve them. And so they're going to actually be doing that, and then once that holding period is over, Butte Humane Society takes that animal into the adoption program until it's adopted. So I just want to acknowledge that new partnership, and I want to thank Lori McPhail and Kim Parks and John Rucker for your support and making the transition great, and for all the new things that are coming along. Speaking of new things, if you haven't heard, in the next few months we'll have a new 38 kennel dog area for adoptions, which is coming. If you've been to the shelter, you know that many of our dogs spend long winters out in the rain and very hot summers. So this is a really amazing thing that's happening for the animals over on the Fair Street location. We're also going to be separating the adoptions and the intake. So when you come to the shelter in the next few months, you'll see a new mobile unit that we'll have on site that will hold our adoptions. I thought I'd spend just a couple minutes telling you about some of our really fantastic things that have happened over the year. There's 3 major things that I would like to tell you about. We had 2 significant adoption events this year. One of them was the Empty the Shelter, and as some of you in this room I know were there. In August, one of our employees, Lori Wells, came up with this idea to do an Empty the Shelter event. We got 97 animals adopted in one day. It was fantastic. It was truly amazing, and it was a very inspiring event. And I hope if you come this year, we're going to be doing it again, and it will be in August. We also had our Mutt-Struck in Chico, which is a new type of event that's happening. We partnered with CARD, Chico Area Recreation District, and we're offering unique strolls with your dog up in Bidwell Park and various landscapes throughout Chico, helping you teach your animals training, how to navigate some of those, make sure you stay away from the rattlesnakes, and so you can go into CARD and register for those types of events. It's called Mutt-Struck Chico. And our last adoption event that just happened over the holiday, we got 172 animals adopted during the month of December. Tonight is 101 Dalmatians, and it really encompasses what this evening is going to be all about. The overpopulation of companion animals not only in our community, but in this country. Each year, millions of animals enter shelters and never leave. In fact, the overpopulation of companion animals is the largest contributor to shelter animal euthanasia in this country. We've made getting an animal so easy that we've almost created a disposable pet society. If a pet doesn't match the drapes, you can easily get a new one. If a pet knocks over your kid, bring it to the shelter and go to Rayleigh's and get a new one. Because they have them always in a box in front of Rayleigh's. Because of the economy, millions of animals have found their way into shelters. And in many cases, people's lifestyles and living situations have changed. And more recently, people are having to decide between food for their family and food for their animals. Hello again. We're not alone. Shelters all across the country are seeing this trend. We've seen a 15% increase in animals entering shelters all across the country. Last year alone, we saw a 400% increase in small dogs because of irresponsible breeding.
I was so worried.
And now, almost half of the shelters are seeing pure breed animals as their population. In fact, I was there the other day, I saw a Cocker Spaniel, a Bichon Frise, and many other pure breed animals. Well, there are things that we can do to keep animals out of shelters. Microchipping, training, not breeding animals, and not supporting irresponsible breeders and puppy mills. The single most important thing we can do is spay and neuter. Tonight we're celebrating our almost 5,000th surgery at our very own low-cost spay and neuter clinic. It's Butte Humane Society's attempt to reduce the number of homeless animals in our community and raise awareness to the overpopulation issue. So tonight, the money that you donate tonight will go to help support our efforts and continue the good work that Butte Humane Society does by reducing the overpopulation of animals. Thank you all for coming. Hope you bid and have fun. If there's anything you need, come see me or any of the volunteers. Thank you all.
Thank you, Kristen. And her husband, as Ann, her husband has told me, she spends more time doing this than anything else that she does in her life, and you should be complimented for your heart and soul for this organization. Thank you.
She had no hair. She is a pure breed Pekingese. She's 6 years old, and she is currently starring in a role as Toto in The Wizard of Oz in a local play. She is up for adoption, as long as you know she's a superstar, but she needs to go to the play. But she is up for adoption at Butte Humane Society, and thank you to Valley Oak Veterinary Clinic for helping us with her adoption fee. She is free to a good adopter. And her name again is China. She's 6 years old, and she is a pure breed Pekingese and a superstar.
Thank you. And thank you to Steve, and congratulations to Rob. I was with, when I was running radio stations, I was with Rob during his great times and not so great times. And, congratulations, Rob. It's nice to see a great award given to you. My wife and I rescued a greyhound. And I don't think I could have stood up here holding our greyhound like Steve was holding peanut butter. So.